This is why I don't believe we have to stay with the family that we're in. We're all born kind of at the same starting point, right? Especially your immediate family. And then we all make choices. We do things to develop ourselves, or we don't do things to develop ourselves. And eventually, somebody outpaces the other person. They know more, they do more, they go more. So now the person that knows, goes, and does has to feel guilty that the other person chose not to do those things, right? No, they don't. That's what I think it is. I think it's a bunch of people who did not live their fullest potential, being mad at the people that did and trying to pull them down. That's why I don't agree with it.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
When you start to make more money, you really understand how toxic and judgmental broke culture is. Broke people love to see other broke people stay broke. They hate to see you try to better your life in any which way. As soon as you do, out come the microaggressions. My personal favorites are, oh yeah, I've seen your little TikToks. Or why would you bother investing for your kids? They're just going to blow it all on alcohol and drugs when they're 18. And God forbid you have an opinion on or complain about the cost of living or wages. It's always a race to the bottom. Like, you should be grateful that you earn X because I only earn Y. Like, how about we all get paid more in line with inflation at least? Why is it always a race to the bottom? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Everyone loves struggle. Why is everybody so obsessed with the struggle? Like, rich people on the other hand couldn't care less. They love it for you. It's so weird. But hey, you will never meet a hater doing more than you or making more than you.
The biggest culture shock that's happened to me is not actually moving to another country, but it's getting out of bro culture. So when you talk about bro culture, you probably want to know what I'm talking about. When you're in bro culture, you don't know that you're in it. It's kind of like crabs in the bucket, where as human beings, everybody's like a crab trying to get out of a bucket. It's our instinct to pull each other back down. So when you're hanging out with your friends and you say you want to do something like start a business, start a YouTube channel, or start a TikTok or whatever, they start to say things like, oh, what, you think you're a celebrity or something? Those little comments like that is because they're projecting their beliefs on you, saying that, oh, you can't do it because I can't do it. Or maybe they just don't want to see you progress. And it's kind of toxic traits to be around, and it's hard to excel in those type of environments. So I'm at a point now where I'm making a decent amount of money where I don't have to worry about my bills. I'm not in survival mode anymore. I have friends that make thousands of dollars online a month, and I've gotten a chance to have lunch with a millionaire. Now, when I have conversations with these guys, it's way different than people that's in broke culture. They're talking about how to create things, how to invest, how to make more money, how to make an impact. Where people in broke culture, we're just sitting around, just talking about people or how the system's messed up, how the government's rigged and everything bad is happening to them. So I really hope that you can find your way out of broke culture. If you are, find some type of business model where you can put in the reps, work on it every day, at least an hour a day or something. Keep swinging the bat and you'll get there. Really hope you get out way better on the other side. But the one thing about it is when you get on the other side, people want to say you're lucky. Oh, it's all luck. No, bro. I literally sat in house, worked on this while you're out there getting plowed on Main Street every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's not luck. Just put the time in.
The biggest culture shock is not traveling to a different country, but it's when you start making a little bit of money and you realize how toxic broke culture actually is. When you're a part of broke culture, you don't really notice, some of the subtleties that makes it so toxic. But once you get out of it, once you hang out with a bunch of millionaires and you're able to live this upper echelon lifestyle and you're able to do whatever you want, you start to realize how toxic it actually is. It's basically crabs in a bucket. What happens is naturally by default is us as human beings, we try to hold each other down. Anybody wants to go outside of the bucket, or no, you're not, that's not you. It's think of crabs freaking bringing you down. It's as soon as somebody wants to go do something different, they want to make a TikTok, they want to go build a business, they're like, you think you're some sort of celebrity or something? And then what they're constantly doing is they're constantly projecting their beliefs onto you. And their beliefs are shitty beliefs. They're just oh yeah, I could never. Or if only, haha, yeah, only in my wildest dreams. It's just as soon as an idea of oh, I want to buy a supercar, or oh, I'm going to go travel to, the Bahamas, or I'm going to go travel to Europe for a month or 2 months. They're just oh yeah, I could never. It's I didn't ask if you could go or not. I didn't ask, I don't care. But it's like they always project their beliefs onto you. Versus when you meet your first like millionaire, hang out with a bunch of millionaires, having a bunch of millionaire friends, they're just like, oh, hell yeah, have fun in Europe. Like, let me know. I'd love to maybe meet you up with you guys out there. Maybe I'll go on that trip. Or, you know, you end up like splitting some like crazy villa with a crazy view in Greece or something together. You got to get out of broke culture, because as soon as you're out of there, you're going to realize how shitty it all actually was.
Guys, we have to talk about this because there is a broke culture, and many of us are currently living in it or have lived in it in the past before. And we know the mentality that comes with being broke is that if I'm struggling, everybody else has to be struggling too. If I am making poor choices, I will hate on another person who is making good choices and having good outcomes in life. And I'll be envious and jealous of that person. That is the mentality that being broke does to you. Is that when you are stuck, you do not want other people to progress. And that is such a toxic mentality to have. Guys, at the end of the day, you are responsible for your life choices. You are responsible for your finances, for what you learn and how much you learn. You are responsible for how many hours per week you work, how much income you have. You are responsible for that. But at the end of the day, you are responsible for yourself. That is the most important thing.
Maturing is realizing that a huge percentage of society are crabs in a bucket, and it's up to you to decide if you're going to be one of those crabs or not. You don't even need to be famous or in the limelight or an A-list celebrity for this to happen, but have you ever noticed that when someone reaches a certain level of success, here comes a bunch of people being like, yeah, oh my gosh, I'm glad someone's finally talking about it. I've never liked her. Yeah, I'm so glad someone's finally bringing it up. And here comes all these people snowpiling like crabs in a bucket, talking about how they don't even like that person. But y'all have never said anything before. Now all of a sudden, when the big crabs in the bucket want to bring something up negative about this person, here comes everyone else with their negative opinions. But y'all have never said anything negative before. Oh, because you're followers. And so you need other people to start a conversation to diss this person when it's been on your chest apparently for so long. Interesting. It's up to you to decide if you're going to be one of those crabs in a bucket or not. And like that famous saying always goes, I'd rather be the person they're talking about than the person doing the talking. Thank you.
Yo, so can we just normalize, like, if you broke, just say that. Like, just say that. Like, you talking about, oh, well, degrees. Bitch, don't nobody care about your degrees. That just means that you gave a whole bunch of your money to the fucking the U.S. federal government. Which I don't know what you know about the U.S. government, but they ain't doing shit for you, so why are you giving them their money? And the information that you learn is definitely leaning towards what they want you to know, not the truth. A second example would be, if you have a house guest and they plug their computer in, and you tell that bitch that, oh, you're using my electricity? Bitch, you can have $10. Like, I plug my computer in for 20 fucking minutes. What's your cash app? Well, if you park at my building, they're gonna charge me $5 for the month for parking. If you need $5, just fucking say that. Like, it's excuse after excuse after excuse. If you're broke, just say you're broke. Like, just say it.
Y'all, let me put this out here. There's no such, I'm just talking about the United States, because I'm an American and I love the United States. I don't want to move nowhere out of my country. There's no such thing as there's a bad place to live. It's a horrible state to live at, because when you have money, no place is bad to stay. When you have money, when you move somewhere, a lot of times people be like, oh God, I thought this was going to be like this, that, and third. I hate it here. I'm going to move back to my hometown. I'm going to move this place and I don't like it here. But when you have money, none of that stuff matters. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that if I was rich, you know what I'm saying? I know that if I was not stressing about money in my bank account, I was never stressing about my bills or anything like that, no place will be a bad place to live at. Because I have money. I'll be able to afford to live where I live at. I'll be able to afford to live in a nice neighborhood. I'll be able to afford to eat out, to eat at nice restaurants. I'll be able to afford to go on vacation whenever I want to. A lot of times, you know, people are miserable because they are broke. That's all that it is. You know what I'm saying? When you move somewhere and you start complaining about stuff like that, it's because you are broke and you can't afford to do the things that you want to do in that city, in that state. So I don't think that anywhere is a bad place to live. It's just that majority of people are broke and we can't afford to do the nice things that we want to do in the city and the state that we live in. You're always going to be miserable because we can't afford to live the lifestyle that we want. That's how I see it.
I'll tell you this, bro. Once you have a glow up, or like you really start taking care of yourself, you start losing weight, you get fit, you know what I'm saying? You just start doing better in life. You're going to realize a lot of people around you are fake as fuck, bro. Like, they just want to see you they don't want to see you looking better than them, pretty much, bro, or doing better than them. They don't want to, bro. Especially with women. It's way more common with women when it comes to, like, after a woman loses weight and then they start looking good, shit, bitches start hating. Same thing with dudes, but it's way common with women. I know I'm not tripping, bro. It just can't be just me. But, like, niggas start hating once you start losing weight and looking good, bro. And, like, you know what I'm saying? You get fit as fuck. It's crazy, bro. It's just crazy thinking about this shit for real. It's crazy, bro.
When you're broke and everybody around you is also broke, any small progress in your life will trigger insecurities in other people who are broke and who are struggling in various aspects of their life. They will feel insecure and they will feel some type of way and they will hate you for it. That is the toxicity that comes with being in that environment, growing up in that environment. Constant lack, and if a person finds a way to start to improve their life in a positive way, the people who are used to being in constant lack will see that other person as a threat. It's a threat to their ego. It's a threat to their way of life. They're used to blaming everybody else for their problems. At the end of the day, we do not control how we were born into this world. That is not in our power. Life gives you a lot of opportunities, and a lot of the times we waste those opportunities. We are not prepared for progress, and so we self-sabotage, and it happens so many times. That is the issue. And I think if a lot more people can truly understand that, we would be in a much better place as a society.
I'm going to give you a piece of big sister advice, which is be very careful of who you share your plans with. People are not entitled to your business. So if you don't feel comfortable sharing something or you don't want to, just say, I'm not comfortable sharing that, or I don't want to talk about that, or just be extremely vague. Because not everybody is your friend, and not everyone wants what's best for you. I am not by any means saying never trust anyone and everyone is out to get you. That is a horrible way to go through life. All I'm saying is just be careful who you share your business with. There are going to be people who are jealous of you. There are going to be people who want what you have. There are going to be people that see your potential way before you even do and try to quash it. And again, I'm not saying that that's everyone. Just please use your judgment and act accordingly if your trust is broken. If someone spills your tea, if they try to tell you, I don't really think that's a good idea, or that's oversaturated, or I don't know. Like, you just kind of have a sense that they're maybe a little bit jealous or unsupportive. Or they just kind of gloss over you because they don't understand, and that's not because there's anything wrong with you, it's because they just don't get it. Just leave, point blank period. If they're trying to make you feel small, they are not your friend. They're jealous of you.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
Some dude said the biggest culture shock you'll ever experience is making more money, and it's never been more true. When you're at your lowest point and around people who don't strive for anything greater, going to the gym seems like something crazy. Like, why are you going to the gym? Why are you being hard on yourself? Why would you go on a run that's hard when it's hot outside? Why do you want to be rich? All rich people are bad, they're snobby, they're mean people, when in reality, they're some of the most generous people. This broke culture shock is crazy because they want to keep you at your level. No one better than you ever hates. The people that have supported me the most are the people that are way richer, mentors, people who are super successful. And then you see people your level, instead of praising you and being like, oh, let's go up together, they fucking hate on you like no other. It's insane. People who are broke just tend to have a horrible mindset. They think that everything's impossible, and they think that anything that wants to be self-improvement makes you think that, oh, you think you're better than us by going to the gym? You think you're better than us and making more money? That's the craziest culture shock I've ever experienced, is just trying to do better around people who don't want to improve their life. It's crazy.
The biggest culture shock of your life won't be traveling, it'll be making more money. When you start earning real income and getting in rooms with people making 6-7 figures a month, you realize how toxic the mindset of being broke actually is. Because in broke culture, people judge you just for trying. You know, if you're posting content, you're cringe. If you're buying a course, it's always a scam. If you're starting a business, They're probably saying, what do you think, you're better than me? But let me tell you, that judgment only comes from people who haven't done it. No one making more than you is ever going to shame you for trying to grow because they've been there. If you want to change your life, you have to be willing to be cringy. You have to be able to be misunderstood and just break away from the people that try to keep you small and on their level. You don't need more money. You need a new room, new voices, and a new mindset.
Poor people are literally the most judgmental people. You do anything to try to better your life and they're going to judge you. Going to the gym. What you need to work out for? Aren't you already in shape? Reading a book. What you reading that for? Don't you make enough money? Trying to buy some real estate. What happens when the roof leaks, the furnace breaks, da 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 da. Like, shut your broke ass up. Are you ever going to do something different other than complain? Fuck.
Y'all, I am so over poor culture, like poor people culture. And it's not like I hate poor people. I'm broke myself. Like, what? I just hate when people try to put you down for trying to better yourself. Like, what doesn't make any sense? If you're broke and you got motion, bro, you're not poor. You're not in a poor mindset. But if you're broke and you're just sitting there and not doing anything, complaining and bitching at everybody else, then you're poor. You're in a poor mindset. I get so much hate for trying to do something to better my life because I just hate how it is. Like, what? If you don't like your life and you're trying to get other people to not like their lives and complaining about them bettering themselves, you deserve what you get.
Not only will you gravitate a lot of fake people towards you when you glow up, a lot of people you thought were your friends are going to back off of you. Sometimes your success and your happiness brings other people pain. And don't let you know yourself. Like, once you know yourself and you're sure of yourself, you bring confidence, you have a zeal to go get everything you want and, just do right. People are going to distance themselves from you because they can't handle it. Your light shines so bright, you can't hide your light, and people see that on you and they want that abundance by proximity. So yes, they're going to try to, take, but when things are bad, they're nowhere to be found. So be wary of these people.
Guys, if you have access to the internet, there's no excuse. There's really no excuse. At the end of the day, everything is online. Either for free or through a paid course, but everything is literally online. And the main thing that makes the difference is that people who are broke, who do not have a broke mindset, they will make it eventually one day if they do not give up. They will make it because their mind is saying, you know what, I am at this stage of my life, but there are things that are in my power that I can do to change it. But the people who have that crab in the bucket mentality, they always think that if I can't have it, you can't have it either. But they already have self-limiting beliefs, and so they will fail regardless. They will never make it. As a man thinks, so he is. If you think that you will not do it, you will not. If you think that you will find a way. One of the most important things that I have learned in my lifetime is to always believe in yourself. Always know that there is a way, because there's always a way. There is always a way. Your job is just to find it. Your job is just to find your specific path that will lead you to that way. That's it. Stop looking at everybody else, what everybody else has. Look within. Look within yourself. What do you lack? And how can you fill that lack?
They so motherfucking mad at you because they got that crab in a bucket mentality. They want to pull you off your high horse so bad. They want to snatch you off that high horse. But that favor ain't allowing them. That favor is like a force field, blocking all negativity. When that favor on you, can't no man come against you. Ooh, that favor blocking all them negative, condescending comments, negative actions, negative evil eye is blocking all that. Ain't no crab in the bucket over here. You can't snatch me down from what God ordained. You can't snatch me down from what God ordained. So they forced to just sit back and look. They better go heal, get themselves together, and get over that crab in the bucket mentality, wanting to pull the next person down. Keep prospering. Good job.
As someone who has always been the black sheep in my family, I feel like I have always been a victim, for lack of a better word, of a crab mentality, and it's also referred to as crab in a bucket mentality. And if you're not familiar, it's essentially this idea that if I can't have it, neither should you. And I just talked about this in a previous video that I posted, where there's oftentimes resentment around seeing somebody have something that you don't have, and instead of wanting to learn how they did it, share in how they did it, you're just resentful and you punish them for having it. And a lot of times parents do this, family dynamics do this, generational trauma, it compounds on each other time and time again. And I found this within my own family. Not only did it happen with my mother, but it also happened with my grandfather upon me. When somebody perceives you as slightly different or going off the beaten path, not as the status quo, they want to push you down. They want to change you and mold you to make themselves feel more comfortable. It's really interesting because my perspective is that if I want something, I also believe that everybody else around me should have those things. So I think a lot of the times on my page, people get caught up in, you're so entitled, you're spoiled, you want a down payment. And I'm like, I want everybody to have a down payment. I want everybody to be able to have safe and stable housing. I want everybody to be able to have education. I want everybody to be able to have access to medical care. It's not just me, it's everybody. And I think other people come from a perspective of, well, if I didn't get it, neither should you, and sit down and shut up and just take it because that's how I existed.
Hey, what's going on, my TikTokers? I just have a little message because I was watching a guy on YouTube who is somewhat popular, and he was basically showing a video on a girl talking about how when certain black people, especially black men, when they make it, to never go back to the hood. Like if you're trying to do for people or do for your community, to do it from a distance, because a lot of times the people that you grew up with and that you were brought up with, they're going to be jealous of you. They're going to be jealous of your success, and they're going to do whatever it takes to, bring you back down, and take you back down to their level. So one person that come in mind when I think about this is the actor DeAndre Bonds. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know who DeAndre Bonds is. He played in The Wood. He played in Tales from the Hood. He played in a bunch of movies. Very, very talented actor, very handsome. He's done numerous interviews speaking on his prison sentence, how he had to do 11 years for killing his aunt's boyfriend out of self-defense. And the reason why he committed, manslaughter or something like that. The reason why that happened is because he had got a movie role starring Denzel Washington, and basically he was still living in the same hood that he grew up in LA. He went to his aunt's house, I guess, to share the good news or whatever, and his aunt's boyfriend was there. And basically, I guess the aunt's boyfriend was jealous of him, and basically they got into a little argument or whatever, and that whole little incident happened, and he had to do a lot of time, which pretty much, it didn't ruin his career, but it set him back a little bit. He's a perfect example of what I'm speaking on, because when you make it in life, when you make it in Hollywood, and especially a guy that's as talented as he is, you never ever go back to your hometown. You never go back to the hood. I don't know what it is with a lot of people that want to come back to their hometown, that want to show their homies love, when in reality, these people are just not happy for you. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that I've seen with the actor DeAndre Bonds is that he's stuck in a place where he can't get out. I know that because I watch him, I follow him on Instagram. It seems like, he's let himself go. He looks depressed most of the time. He's drinking most of the time. And it all has to do with, just the crab in a bucket mentality. People just being jealous of you, hating on you. And a lot of times, when you're in that situation, you have to remove yourself from that environment so that way you can reach, so you can soar. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of jealousy, a lot of haters in the black community. So when you reach to a certain level, when you have great things going for yourself, you set out to achieve those dreams and never ever look back. Never ever look back. I know, don't feel bad for people that you left behind, because it's not your responsibility to take care of them. The only people that you have to take care of is your children. A lot of times you can't even take care of your parents. I'm not going to say that, because most times if your parents was good to you, you have to, you're going to treat your parents good. But if your parents wasn't good to you, and your parents just play a negative part in your life, and they're always trying to keep you down, whatever, then don't worry about it. But when you reach a certain level, when you reach the top or something like that, don't look back. Just don't look back, and don't go back to your old environment. It's not your responsibility at all.
Guys, every bird has to leave its nest in order to soar. People have to understand this. You cannot stay around your area and really soar, for real. You just cannot. If you stay there, you will get hate, you will get envy, a lot of jealousy, and people may even threaten your life if you are too big. It happens. That's human nature. We are who we hang around with, number one. And number two, most people do not want you to do better than them. A lot of people think that it's a competition, like it's a race. Everybody moves at their own pace. It's not a competition. You are competing against yourself, not other people. And every year you should be improving in various aspects of your life. And you should be so focused on your own life that you don't have time to worry about everybody else. But guys, if you really want to soar, move away from your family and start over.
If you are a person that works somewhere and you see someone's been there for a while and you want to be in that person's shoes, or you like the job that they're doing and you want to do the job that they're doing, at no time should you ever try to throw that person under the bus or make it seem like that person's not doing what they're supposed to do, because everyone around can see what you're doing. And when everybody around starts to see that you're trying to do little things to get someone out of the way, maybe so that you can be in their place, it doesn't go over well. So don't do that. Like, at no time should you work somewhere and want to be in a position that someone else is in. Like, for instance, I work in corporate and my boss, I think, is the greatest. Like, she is that girl. Let me tell you, she's the it girl. She's that girl. I want to be her one day. Not her per se, but I want to be that girl like her one day. But there's no way in the world I would ever like be going around her or like CCing her boss on emails so it looks like she's dropping the ball on stuff and you know, things like that, because hell no. Hell no. Not in my DNA. Would never do that. My loyalty for people is strong. Like, I am a very, very loyal person. So I would never do nothing like that. So I just want to come on here and say, listen, if you are in a situation where you like what someone else is doing at your job, or you want to be in the same situation as someone else in your job, then work your ass off to get there like that person did, because that person that's already in that position, I'm sure they worked their ass off to get there. And by you trying to be a crab in a barrel or like throw them under the bus so you can get there, it ain't gonna work for you. It's not gonna go in your favor, probably. And once everybody in the office or whatever knows that that's how you move, they're not gonna be so cool with you. It's gonna be like, watch out for her because this is what she tries to do, and you don't want that either. So I just want to come on here and say, listen, if you're in the corporate world and you want to move up and move around people and get to where other people are at, do it how you're supposed to do it. Work for it. Working for it doesn't mean trying to throw other people under the bus or make it look like other people can't get the job done, but you can. I didn't get there that way. I know my boss didn't get there that way. I know a lot of people in corporate that didn't get there that way. You don't have to get there that way, you know? Don't go about it like that. You don't want to be that person. So yeah, that's my rant for today. Hey y'all, I didn't say, okay, I'm back. Yeah, I didn't say hey to y'all. And I know in the beginning of all my videos, if anybody knows, I always say hey or hey y'all, you know, whatever. But hey y'all, it is Tuesday. So happy Tuesday to everybody. And let's just be nice. Let's be kind. And yeah, let's just be nice, kind people to people. Okay? Bye.
Okay, rich people really do appropriate broke culture. Like, rich people can do anything they want. They can go on yachts. They can go to like expensive places. Broke people, we can't go on yachts. We can't go to expensive places. So what do we do to like get that kind of experience? We go hiking. And hiking, by the way, sucks so bad. And you'll never hear a broke person be like, I can't wait to go hiking. No, the only people who can't wait to go hiking are rich people, because they get to go in like Lululemon with their like little expensive water bottles. And they're like, I can't wait to go hiking. I love to be in nature. Nature just makes me feel so present. I love to be in nature. You'll never hear a broke person being like, I love to be in nature. No, broke people, we hike to forget. We hike to forget that we are in so much debt. I go hiking to forget that I have missed rent for the past 2 months. I go hiking to avoid debt collectors. Rich people go hiking to work out their glutes. We are not the same.
I feel like people don't talk enough about the broke or money or poverty aspect of the loneliness epidemic amongst Gen Z. It's like there's so many events that maybe you'd want to go to, but you have to miss out on because you're broke, or like maybe you can go to those events, but like you can't enjoy it fully because you're like watching your bank account balance, or you're like nickel and diming yourself, or like you can't go on the vacations you want to, you can't hang out with friends as much as you want to. You're even conscious of like how much gas you're spending like on a weekly basis, going here, going there, road trips, hanging out with friends. Like even just being like a good friend, building community. Like sometimes you want to loan a friend money or something, or you want to get someone like a really nice gift, but you just can't afford to. Like a big part of the loneliness epidemic, like in 2025 for everybody, is like it's just like everybody's struggling, like, and everything costs money.
I saw a video saying that the reason Latinos stay broke is because we spend on quinceañeras and we beg for money when a family member dies, and I have to disagree with that. One thing I love about our culture is how communal we are and how much we care about our family's well-being, our community's well-being. Before there were banks, or even now for people who don't have access to the official financial system, there are things like tandas, cundinas, cuchubal, envíos. I would even say that the way that we finance big parties like quinceañeras, which is through padrinos and coming together, it's better than what Americans do, which is go into credit card debt that costs them tens of thousands of dollars in interest over the years. I teach about the traditional or modern financial system, but I'll never put down the alternatives to that system that have helped us survive.
They're not helping you out because they feel like if you had the same access to the tools that they have, you would surpass them. Life teaches us so many wondrous experiences, and the main experience that I've learned from becoming a content creator is, number one, the main people that you thought were going to support you oftentimes will not support you. The second thing I learned, a lot of people are really, really weird, and I'm clocking the T. I've noticed that whenever you are trying to enter a market where someone already is in and you try to ask questions to get there and learn the ropes and better yourself and get to where they are, people try to gatekeep information because they are terrified and petrified on what you might do once you have the same access and the same tools that they have. And I think that's really sad and pathetic. We have this huge crab in the barrel mentality where you don't want to help people be successful because you want to be the only person that's clearing and taking up the space. And that's why I don't gatekeep. That's exactly why whatever I've learned from becoming a content creator, I share with y'all, because a lot of the times people don't want to help because they don't want you to take that brand deal from them. They don't want you to be as successful as they are.
As for me, there are a few reasons why I do not help people. Number one, the main one, you have not done your own research when it comes to helping yourself. You have not helped yourself. I hate people who don't help themselves. Honestly, because you're lazy. And there's a very high chance that you will not make it anyway, even with my help. And the reason for that is because if you need motivation, you will fail. There are people out here who do not do their own research, and they rely on other people way too much. One of the things that we learn in school is to find out the answer to the question that you want to ask the teacher. If you really have done your research and you cannot find the answer, then you go and ask the teacher. But if you do not apply yourself first, and then you go and ask the teacher, what's the point? Apply yourself first. Do it on your own first. Use all your resources, all the tools available to you online. Even if you have to pay for it, cool, pay for it. Figure out the answer first on your own. Do research. But I hate people who just do not apply themselves and just want you to help them. I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.